South African Communist Party will be holding the 24th annual commemoration ceremony of the death of Comrade Joe Slovo. The SACP invites the media to cover the event, and for more on this story we now cross to our reporter Amongile Dumago.
Good morning, Peter. Certainly a lot of activity here at Avalon Cemetery in Soweto. This, as you've alluded in your introduction, as we celebrate and commemorate the 24th anniversary since the passing on of our former housing minister, that is now Joe Slovo. He was actually the chairperson of the South African Communist Party when he actually perished here in South Africa. Now, a lot of activities expected to take place. We understand that Secretary General of the SACP, Dr. Blade Nzimande, will actually deliver the keynote address in remembering the foreign hero Joe Slovo. And of course, the Young Communist League will have a word or two to actually honor the late Joe Slovo. But for more on what is expected to unfold here, I'm joined by the first Deputy Secretary of the SACP, Solima Paila. Mhlakazi, good morning to you, and thanks so much for your time. A lot of activity to take place. Take us through some of the issues that are to be sort of spoken about here today.
Well, the main point is to the General Secretary to give the main lecture, if you like, in commemoration of the anniversary of Comrade Joe Slovo, to give the SACP's strategic message and forecast for the year. We use this occasion first to honor Comrade Slovo, but also to outline our major priorities for the coming year. So that will come from the General Secretary, Comrade Blade Nzimande. And of course, we've got the Alliance leadership that will be participating. They will be sharing some messages, and our Young Communist League will also share some message. But as you know, this is a heroes acre where we are. This is an area where most of our fallen combatants and heroines and heroes of our struggles died and were buried. And therefore, we come in here every year. It's a symbol of reconnection with their spirit in terms of their fighting spirit for the liberation of our country, and to remember them and their contributions. So we start here every year, which has now become a theme, if you like, within the SACP calendar, that every year in honor of Comrade Slovo, we honor all other heroes and heroines of our struggle who have fallen out.
24 years later, as South Africa, as SACP, what do we learn from him and his role he has played for us to actually enjoy the fruits of a democratic South Africa?
The most critical one is that we are now free as a country. We are democratic. We can decide to do many other things through ourselves. We can now make decisions based on majority rule and democracy, and that's what is much more significant. Of course, we had characterized 1994 as a democratic breakthrough. That means a possibility for us to democratize our country, to reflect on the challenges that we face, to try and resolve the problems that are facing our society, or working together with our people, organized in unison to confront those challenges. We inherited an underdeveloped country, for instance, particularly in the black areas, in the rural areas. We still have challenges of deep poverty, inequality that is growing. We have a situation where big cities like Johannesburg, or areas in the big cities like Johannesburg, big capital consolidated its capacity and deepened inequality between the rich and the poor. So those are major challenges that we want to use the occasions to reorganize our people, to confront them, and not to wait for government to deliver services. So we become our own liberators. And I think that's one of the greatest legacy and messages of Comrade Slovo and his peers that fought alongside him during that time.
Let's quickly take a trip to Durban now. The ANC is actually busy with this last conference this weekend. What do you hope to see come out of what is happening in Durban, all the way up until the 18th on the January 8th statement and the manifesto launched by the ruling party?
Well, we just concluded the list process yesterday, and also finalized the manifesto process. So they will now be going for print. We are ready with that. All of that was a participatory process of the entire alliance. We are happy with the process that we're involved in. We're only remaining with the Northwest, which concluded its team. We released the National List Committee members to go to Northwest to facilitate the list conference there, which my understanding is that was also completed yesterday. It did not affect the national to national list process of the Northwest structures. It only affected the province to national and province to province list. So that has now been finalized. So going forward, we are expecting all our comrades across the movement, across the alliance, headed by the ANC, to unite and focus on mass mobilization, to talk to our people about the challenges that we face, to convince them why we still need to complete the transformation agenda as a liberation movement, and why we must still be trusted. And that is why, in the process of consolidating our list, the list conference has made it very clear, according to the rules, that a vetting process must continue. What we're simply doing was to finalize and endorse the democratic outcome in terms of those who have been nominated. People will still be removed from the list. Others will definitely have to withdraw on their own. Others will then be removed through the integrity process and the vetting process. And therefore, we'll have a clean list that the people of South Africa will be proud of.
Solomon Paila is the first Deputy Secretary General of the SACP. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, Peter, there you have it. A lot is yet to happen here at Avalon Cemetery, looking at the fact that we are celebrating and commemorating the 24th anniversary since the passing on of Joe Slovo, former SACP chairperson. And of course, Solomon Paila going on to say that whatever that is unfolding in Durban, in as far as the ANC list conference is concerned, they are hoping for the best, that all processes will be followed to make it a point that the list that goes to the National Assembly and of course the provincial legislatures is as clean as possible, to actually make it a point that South Africa starts on a clean slate moving forward in the next administration. With that, it's back to you in studio, Peter Ndoro.
Abongile, thanks very much indeed.